We are live and alive. Happy Friday. Welcome to Mara and Patricia, the show. How's it going, Mara?
Hi, everything is good. Like today has been a very fun day, and no matter it is a very hot day, it has been very hot days. Oh my goodness, this has been the hell here. But
How hot is it? How
it
hot
was
is it?
well. Yesterday was like 100, and and it feels like more. I don't know. Today has been a little better. So I we went to a park and we get some refresh because it has been very tough lately. So yeah.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, we are here working with three different time zones. So our show is being broadcast at the Houston time, 1 p.m. But Mara is in Puerto Rico, which is actually 2. And I am in Portugal, which is actually 7. So we are here all over the world,
As always. You see,
as always.
things
The
doesn't
good
change.
thing, Mara, is that we are both home. We are both with our families. So
Yes. Yes.
it's a good thing.
How was your trip? I know that you just left, and I said,
Yeah,
I go,
okay.
wait, wait, wait,
Let's talk about
wait.
first last week because when I start talking about my trip, this is going to be like a movie in here. So you guys can just take notes and make a theater out of it.
Get the
But
popcorn out.
last week we missed the show because Mara had a family emergency because of home hazards that similar happened to her a year ago. I
It
remember.
is true. Like last year, I don't know if you guys remember, my finger was hit um, by a, what you call that thing?
The garage
Uh,
door.
a garage door. I'm sorry. At the garage door, my finger was. I don't know why that finger was in that middle of the two panels. So and it squished it. So it was hard. I suffered because of my finger. So well, last week I remember I was taking care of Lily, my little granddaughter, and then my brother was going out in the car. So I hear him opening the door because it went off again. So he was open it. Oh, how do I say opening it or opening?
Opening,
Okay.
opening.
And he was holding the thing, and yeah, I actually screamed to him. I yelled him,
Be
"Hey,
careful.
uh don't go out in the car because the car wasn't with the registration ticket yet." And well, he was a little depressed that day. And guys, do not drink and open doors or close doors because it's not that's not a good thing. So um I heard him coming back, and then I heard a slam, bam. And right after that I heard oh it was like an odd voice because I was like, oh, I was saying a lot of, I mean, bad words. Oh my gosh. But he was just, and I said, oh my gosh. The first thing that came up, the finger,
You're like the finger again, not the
the
finger.
finger again. And I was with Lily. She was asleep, and at last she was sleeping because good Jesus, that girl. And I actually was running. I said, hold on, I'm coming. And then the girl was all moving like, oh, como se dice, brincando, like jumping around.
Jumping around.
And as I went down to the first floor and I said, let me see, let me see, let me see. And then his finger, I mean, God bless my hand because he just, it was horrible.
We
Like
should
his
take a
tip
photo.
of
Were
the
they
finger.
able to save it?
Yes, 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 yes. Thank God. So far, everything is good. So he actually broke it, but one of
Yeah.
the tendons. Yeah, and then one of the tendons was, bad. So they might need to do surgery today. He's over there at the hospital again on an appointment. Oh my goodness! I remember, and really, my daughter, she went down too, and I said, "Take that thing, like the baby, take it, go ahead, give me
I
the
gotta deal
key."
with injuries now.
Yeah, and then I have to say, I thank the universe and God, divinity, whatever, because Andrea just got the car like a couple weeks ago, right? And everything happens on that moment. Imagine if this happened. The car, I mean, it was useful, but actually it wasn't because we got a registration yet.
Yes.
So, so kind of is like not to have any car. And however, look what happened when we were going to the hospital. So my
Yeah,
brother, he
because
was,
you went to one place and then you had to go to another place. So
oh
it was
yeah,
a lot.
yeah, that was, well, I went to this hospital and then he was kind of a drunkish. And he said, "Oh, but don't be upset with me because I'm trying to be normal." But then I was, but da, 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 like big sister, kind of a mom argument too. I don't know. I actually told him so many things, and then when we were getting there, the police car was blocking the street. They were talking with someone else, talking. They were not doing any work. And then my brother was like, "Hey, straight. My finger is falling. My finger is falling. You have to move." And then the police were mad at us. And I said, "Leo, don't do that. They're gonna stop us."
They're gonna
And then
stop
in
us. The
some
car
point,
has no registration.
yeah,
This is gonna be
but
bad.
in some point, he was very, very with the reason he got the reason. So I like they were very annoying, and I was like, hey, oh, you have to pull over. And I said, we have to get to the hospital. Da, 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 da. And then when they saw the finger, they were like, oh yeah, but you don't have to talk to us like that. And I said, well, then you can't block the street. Why you're making traffic? I mean, you're just talking there. Well, we just went to the hospital. They actually took care of him and everything. They told him, hey, you know what? We're gonna send you to the ER, like the central, because that's a surgery that needs like a specialist. And then yeah, they said that at 5 a.m. So next day we went to the other hospital on an ambulance, and over there, they got him like for 2 days until they actually fixed him. Thank you. 2 days.
Two
Well,
days until they
a day
actually
and a
did
half.
something.
So a day and a half. So yeah, it was like but I mean, lesson learned. And then they saw the finger, and then after they said that they gonna have to check if he needs surgery because one of the tendons, like I said before, it was messed up. So they have to do it and everything. So
My
it was
gosh.
hard, yeah, but it was. I was feeling like my brother and I just got bonded. We bond together. We make a bonding. You know, someone asked us, "Are you very close together?" And I'm like, "Well, moments like this, and when we were happy with each other." Yeah.
We have our days. Some days yes, some days no.
But then it's funny because he didn't want anybody else like on that moment, like just me. When the doctors and
That was
everything
my sister.
want me, I was like, oh, my brother wants me there. It's fun, but yeah, I mean, not fun because I know that he was very worried. He got a flight and a music flight, like he got a show in Washington though, and he couldn't go. So
Oh no, that's a bummer.
yeah, and I said, well, boy, maybe you don't have to be there. I don't know.
Maybe it was a message. Maybe something bad, something worse could have happened.
A couple of messages though, so yeah. But
Because he's a musician. What does he play?
huh?
What does he play? Your brother is a musician.
Drums. He plays a lot of instruments, but he is like more
He loves
drum,
drums.
yeah, and batero, or like they call themselves. But you're gonna go to Chifile? I don't know. Oh, you can. Hold on.
Mara is in the car with her family. They're going somewhere, but Mara is kind of like the first officer, while her daughter, she's being the pilot over there.
So yeah, so that's what happened last week. That's why I couldn't like. do nothing. I was trying to do it. Like I said, well, if I have the time and then I can do it from the hospital or whatever. But actually, it was
Yeah, because I was last Friday, I literally got home at the time of that we were supposed to do the show because I was just busy all morning. And when I start hearing your messages that you were in the hospital because your brother got the finger stuck in the garage door, I was like, what? Why is this repeating?
yes, it is. Yeah, that door is cursed. So it's
That and then I told you that door needs an exorcism.
that's gonna yeah,
We need to
exactly.
get Father Karras to go over there
Yeah,
and with some holy water to that door or something.
I'm gonna make a movie about it. So yeah,
Yes. Our stories don't look like movies, Mara. Every episode of ours could be a series.
that was fun. But yeah, so tell me about your story. I mean, I really want to know what
So
happened
I have
because
here like two brief pictures that I wanted to share last week, and then I'm just gonna go here to my movie. So here are these brief pictures that I had for last week's show that we didn't have because of Mara's brother injury. Was about my packing that as I have a little kid and I travel with my almost 2 year old, he's going to be 2 next week, that my pack, I don't start putting everything in bags until everything is spread around so I can organize accordingly in the bags. Otherwise, if I start putting things in bags, then I start taking it off, putting in different ones, it becomes a mess. So first I put everything in my living room, and then whenever everything is there, I start organizing it in bags. Mara knows how I am about organization and planning.
yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put the finger picture. I'll
Yeah, you should have put the finger picture, the one you sent to me.
put it on the page.
And this is something that everybody should have when they go travel somewhere. It's kind of like a list, like post-its with the list for packing. It's very handy. It's very nice. I mean, you can. I don't know what about this one. I think it was World Market, but I think they sell this on Amazon and stuff. It's really nice because sometimes you think you have everything, and after all, you forgot something important. And this list is pretty cool. Um, it you can even put like the how many days you're staying, the special events, local weather, so that way you have everything in a piece of paper, and you just have to like check as you go. So that was it. And this is something that I did not know it existed. But if people knew, this is really nice for flying with little ones because the airplane seat, the seat belt, I mean, I don't even think it's safe for an adult if the plane goes down or if there's turbulence.
I don't think for anybody will be
I
that.
don't think that seat belt is anything. I think it's just the law. But there is this accessory
Great. Oh, that's
that
cool.
you attach it to the
See,
seat. And I mean, at least your child will be saved, most likely. But all the adults will be flying out of their seats. So I bought this for my son, and this is approved by the FAA. It's the only one approved by the FAA. Guess how much money this thing costs? This
uh,
seatbelt.
100.
$80.
How much?
80 $80.
100 though.
Yeah, well, I paid 100 because I needed this within a few days.
But
So
belt or the whole thing?
um, it's no, the whole thing is just this belt, these straps.
Uh-huh.
It's just like a few straps. Looks like a baby car seat, but it doesn't have a seat or anything. It's just those straps. So
Oh,
yeah, we have not used it yet, but on the way back, I'm gonna buy him a ticket because he'll need to get a ticket now. And yeah, this is very interesting. I didn't know it existed until now. Okay, now let's start this. I don't even know where to start. So I always brag about KLM that it's my favorite airline. And now, mm, I don't know. I have my mixed feelings. So it did not start good. The day
okay,
before,
falls under the spirit list.
they
Spirit.
played like a spirit list. I mean, I've never seen such thing in my life. So it all started the day before when I go to do the check-in, and when we fly to Europe, we fly business class. So we pay with points. We use a lot of points from the credit cards, points and cash, and we go business class. So, okay, the day before I do the check in, my husband has a seat in business class. He has his boarding pass immediately. Mine goes to standby. And then I was like, okay, I'm a little bit nervous. I had a seat and now I'm in standby and my husband has a seat. Okay. I was like, all right, everything is cool. Everything is cool. I'm checked in. I'm in standby. I'm going to go to the airport. Maybe I should have contacted you, Mara. How do you do when you're in standby?
Course, it's supposed to be like you're the very first people who actually get seats because you're standby, but you bought a ticket, so you're not a standby as you just paid your taxes.
Yeah,
So
like I paid a very expensive ticket, and
yeah,
now they put me in standby. So that was okay. The following morning, the day of the trip, I wake up and I go back to the app, and I'm still in standby. And my husband says, "Hey, I got a bunch of emails from KLM." I was like, "Okay, did you open?" No. I was like, "Well, then open them because I don't have a seat, and if you have a lot of emails, it's probably not good news." So he opens the email and he's not in business no more. They put him in the back of the plane.
what?
So now my husband is in the back of the plane. I don't have a seat. And I was like, okay, let's go to the airport. So there's this transportation company in the Woodlands that they always take us to the airport on their cars. And I call them, hey, you guys need to pick us up an hour earlier because there's problems and we need to get to the airport as soon as possible. So, all right. We go to the airport. I was kind of like, okay, everything is cool. I get there to the business counter and they're like, oh, I'm sorry to tell you, but you have both been downgraded to economy class. I was like, okay. So what is this going on? Well, they sent a smaller plane than it was supposed to, and now half of the business class passengers have to go to economy. So you can see like the whole business backdrop. People were pissed because everybody was getting there and being sent to the back of the plane. So it had people complaining, angry. And I told them, look, do you see the size of my son? How can I put him on my lap in the back of the plane? I need a seat for my son. How can I buy a seat? Oh, you cannot buy them in here. You have to call customer service to buy him a seat. And I thought, all right, this is just not going to get any better. So I just got mentally prepared for the big fiasco. So we were 1 hour in the customer service on the phone. And of course, they kept transferring and transferring and transferring. And every time they transfer, we have to start over explaining why do we want to buy a seat now. And after 1 hour on the phone, and they tell us the plane was full. Okay, all right. My son's going to go on my lap in the back of the plane. Okay, so that's it. I will try to get the money back in the future.
They never gave you the money back or something or some vouchers or whatever.
Well, they want to give me $900 in vouchers, but this was tickets that cost $7,000 in points. So I was like, I do not want the 900 voucher. I want my points back so I can buy future tickets.
Of course, did they do it? Did they?
But that's something that I'm going to have to deal with in the next few days. So here we go. We didn't get a ticket. We start boarding, and
I'm here. I'm
everybody
here.
was angry because I will say at least 80% of the flights, the people got changed seats because even people that had economy seats and were flying with families, this airplane had a different layout. So they separated families. It was a mess. So then we board, and as we board, they say, oh, one of you got upgraded to business class. I was like, well, we didn't get upgraded. We were in business class yesterday. This is not an upgrade. So then I was like, oh, here she is. So then, okay. And the business class ticket was for Chad. So he said, okay, you and me go business class. I go in the back of the plane. And this is literally the back of the plane. We were 3 rows from the tail. So I go sit in business class with Mick. Chad goes to the back. 15 minutes later, this lady comes to me. You're in my seat. I was like, all right.
What?
At this time, I believe everything. I was like, well, they just give me a seat for business class for this spot. Well, I have a ticket for this spot too. So the attendants are over there and we have the same seat. And then
Oh,
they start telling me, well, you're not supposed to be here. This is not for you. It's for your husband. I was like, well, why does it matter if I sit in here or if my husband sits here? It
no,
doesn't
who
matter.
told you that part? Who told you it was for your husband?
Yeah, they're like, well, you got to sit with the baby in the back. I was like, okay, then I'll tell my husband to come sit here. So
Both
they made a mistake.
attendants?
See what?
Does the flight attendant, like, she was the one who told you that?
No, this was not the flight attendants. The flight attendants, they were very overwhelmed because a lot of mistakes were made at the gate in Houston. The flight attendants were inside the airplane and they would not know what was happening until everybody started boarding. And some people did not have seats, some people were separated from their families. So the flight attendants were actually stressed because they did not know what was happening. It was the people at the gate that mixed everything up.
So the
So
person who telling you that this is not for for you, it's for your husband, whatever. It was the lady who actually,
the
you
people
know.
at the gate in Houston, not the flight attendants. And I was like, I was looking at her, I was like, ma'am, do not come here and blame me for stuff. You messed up. You gave 2 tickets for the same spot. I was like, this is your mistake, you know? I was like, well, you gotta go sit in the back. I was like, well, I was just told that the plane is full. Where am I going to sit? Oh, don't worry, we move some people around. So they just kept moving people around. I go to the back. They keep moving people around like crazy because everybody was complaining that they got different seats now. But as I go to the back, I see 4 empty seats in business class. So I ask the attendants, "There's 4 empty seats in business class. Why can't we use them?" So the Dutch law is that the attendants have to take breaks in long flights, and the breaks need to be taken in business class seats. So I would like people know, like United Airlines workers that are always pissed off that they are overworked, sign up to work at KLM because it's mandatory you to take breaks during your shift and you take your breaks in business class. You don't take your breaks in the back. So they save business class seats for the attendants to lay there, like taking turns. So it's like we send the passengers to the back, but the business class seats here it's for the attendants. I mean, I understand, but it was a mess. 80% of the plane was of the passengers were moved from their original seats, and
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
oh no, I added you back in. And the attendants were overwhelmed because the attendants were trying to get everybody back together because the people in Houston separated families and people that were traveling together, and the attendants were like trying their best to keep everybody happy. And then the people at the gate kept telling them, it doesn't matter. We need this gate. You need to go right now. So the people in Houston messed up and they were being very rude to all the passengers and to the attendants. I was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was stupid. I mean, it was said that KLM sent a smaller aircraft, and everybody kind of got screwed.
But that's not, I mean, people's fault. They need to fix that because, however, I mean, you got points, and those points are because you paid for something
Yeah,
before,
but I
and
paid a
they
lot
give
of
it to
money for
you.
many things, so I need those points back. So
No,
that's
no.
gonna be the thing that I'm gonna have to figure out and to fight it. And oh, other thing that happened. So yeah, we flew in the back. I flew in the back of the plane. My son actually behaved. He slept a little bit. The attendants were very nice. They were able to find us a 3 row so I could put Mick in the middle. So yeah, the ladies were super nice, but the people in Houston, they were horrible. Now, after we did like the last scan at the gate and we go through that hallway to the airplane, it was kind of like someone was in trouble. It had at least 10 police officers. 2 of them pulled this guy aside and took him through a door.
The what you said? I'm sorry. Repeat that because I couldn't understand
No,
very
it
well.
had like 10 police officers there waiting for someone.
Oh,
So they pulled
okay.
this guy aside and they took him through a door. And then they are looks like they're looking for someone else because they all have like those files and looking at everybody. Is this person? Is this person? So
Oh,
I think I think that thanks to that criminal, my son had a seat because
maybe
that,
he got your seat though.
yeah, maybe maybe my son took the seat of the criminal, or maybe they were like, all right, they messed up. Let's try to find someone that has a criminal record and try to get him out of the airplane because the plane was literally full. So yeah,
Oh
my
my gosh!
son
I
had the seat of a
mean,
criminal.
I think that we need to know who the criminal was. Maybe he was upset and he didn't want to fly KLM anymore.
Yeah, I was like, right now I have mixed feelings. I mean,
I know KLM has been very good for some time. I mean,
I've
I
been
I
flying with
remember
them for 4 years. This never happened.
I remember that we one second because my daughter is funny. I mean, we are at Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry, but, this is an
Mara's gonna
announcement.
get her
And
lunch.
it's funny because I'm sitting outside and I want you to see this. They are here trying to talk to me and I can't even understand what they're saying.
What they're saying?
What? Gratis? What? Oh, you got that free? Why you don't have one for me? They got they got milkshakes for free though.
Oh, go get yours.
Why you don't have one? So Chick-fil-A always has good things around.
Has good things
Anyway,
around.
it's expensive as hook at it. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it is getting expensive. I mean, no, now it's crazy.
Let me tell you, I used to remember when we were going to. Oh, thank you a little bit. Look.
There you go. Boom. Mara got a freebie milkshake from Chick-fil-A.
I think fine. That's good though. Oh my goodness. So you want to give one to a little bit to her? So I remember when we were going to what's the name of this? So I think it's Holland, if I'm not wrong. So
Yeah. When you saw the UFO, when you saw the aliens.
yes, we
Yes, I
actually
remember. Yeah.
we flew KLM because I remember on that one. There's another flight that I took later on, but I think it wasn't a KLM. It was a Iberia. Well,
Iberia is Spain.
uh,
Iberia is Spanish.
exactly. So and I remember KLM as a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, economy class was not too bad. It was just, I mean, we paid business.
Yes,
We lost the points.
I remember it was very expensive. I used to work in what's it called, Northwest Airlines, and they they were very good business airline. Oh my gosh, they have the best customer service, and of course, as a business class airline, you have to treat everybody like in a certain way. So one thing that the customers always were saying, like, "Oh, your customer service is so good," because uh, saying that all the people in BDL, Connecticut, we were all Hispanics,
Oh,
all the Puerto Ricans, and they have another persons, of course, but like the people who were in the front. And they said, "Oh my gosh, this is in the best counter of the airport because you guys are so happy always, and you're like with this patience and blah blah blah." So yeah, it was true.
well, not all airlines are good in business class. KLM is good. Air France is okay. What else did I fly business class?
But you know when actually Northwest Airlines actually went down when they merged with Delta Airlines. Good Jesus! Now I have to say that Delta Airlines has one of the best customer service
Oh, really?
in flight, and KLM I think it was too. I remember I when I was there. I mean when I well, ¿cómo se dice volar? Volé, flew.
You?
I liked it though. But then
Yeah.
Northwest was very good in the customer service. I actually took one flight one time and it was so good. It was so elegant inside. Like it was very business. you know. Uh,
Yeah, because the KLM attendants are very nice, but the people in Houston, even before this whole fiasco experience, times before that we flew KLM, the people at the counter in Houston, I mean, they're hired by KLM, but they are not KLM. They're just, even in business class, oh, you
oh,
have a business class ticket? Like a girl, this time when I went to ask, hey, can you put me in standby to go back to business? Are you sure you paid for a business class? I was like, yes, I paid for a business class. I have the confirmation here. So they're never nice. They're always like first face. But then the people in the airplane are actually nice, and people in Amsterdam they are nice. So
oh goodness, no, 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 no. I mean, people, and you know what? This is something very important. The customer service, and it's not only the customer service on airlines; it's in everybody, in
yeah,
everything. Like we have different stores, we have different things that we actually use the customer service, and we actually get to the point that we think that like we deserve like to be treated well as an employee, and it's good, it's all right, but it actually is the opposite way because the customer is who's paying. Of course, that doesn't mean that the customer will be like hitting you like hitting
yes,
way that there was a news where a lady was yelling and screaming and hitting the manager. Oh my god, that was crazy. That's, I mean, I'm not talking about that. I just talk about what we, as a customer, we need to be treated well, but at the same time, we have to treat the
yeah,
employee
with
well.
respect.
I
Yes,
remember once that there was this doctor who actually was yelling at me because he wanted a disabled seat. He never told me that his son was disabled. So he was telling, I want one of the disabled seat. And I said, but sir, I cannot give you the disabled seats because those are for
for the
disabled people.
disabled. Yeah,
So, and he was just being very rude to me. And he said, well, let me tell you, I'm a doctor. And I was like, okay, that's good.
good for you.
That you're nothing because that's why you're working here. And I said, well, no, I got a lot of what you call free tickets, and I can fly business and first class without paying. But well, so when my manager came out, he said that I don't want to. You see me? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Said that I don't want to give him the disabled kids for his son, which is disabled. I said, well, sir, I'm sorry. You never mentioned that this kid was disabled. Oh, it's over there. I got three tickets. And you got three tickets. Any of them is different. Like it says, it's a
Yeah.
disabled. So the manager said he didn't say that in any point. So if not, then I will give it to him. I don't have any problem. That's not even my stage.
Yes. I'm not gonna sit there regardless. So
So in some point, I said, you know what? Don't worry, sir. You want to go to in first because he wanted also to go to in first class. And I said, you want to go in first class? That's perfect. My manager will have you. If the plane crashes, you will the first
you are
person
the
to
first one.
be. I
If
don't
the plane goes nose down, you are the one to die first.
Yeah, so I just, and then my manager said, I mean, I said that because I was leaving the scene. So I was like, whatever. So people sometimes, they're a little rude to people because they think that they deserve a lot better. And it's okay. The customers, they deserve that. Of course, that's the
Yes.
idea to offering services. But at the same time, you need to understand that whoever is your what you call it, your employee, the employee, it might be your customer, or it is it's
Yeah.
a human being anyways. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stories about like bad things that happens, like people cursing other ones.
Yeah, I remember you said once that you were someone cussed
I,
one of your co-workers, saying that she was going to die or something very bad will happen to her on the way home, and she got scared.
have a car accident that will cost you everything that way more than or something like that. I don't remember now that you what you make me pay today. And I said, I said to my friend, I said, well, well, don't worry. How much he pays for his bag? So, but so he was so worried because I remember he was like very nervous. He said, "Oh, Mara," he said that to me. Why he has to say that to me? I haven't done anything wrong. And I said, "Don't worry, don't open the door. That's just he just said that." And I mean, he got an accident later on, but however, I don't know how much he pays. I don't know. It was the most. I mean, more of the cost of the bags, but who
Oh
knows?
my gosh.
Yeah, that's crazy though. People are sometimes so rude. Girl, you need to change airlines.
Yeah, now it's like I always like KLM. I think that because the original flight, one of the attendants told me the original flight had 30 business class seats, and the flight that they sent that day only had 12. So we're talking about most of the people were sent to the back, and they only knew that when they got to the airport. So of course everybody was angry. And then the fact that the people in Houston were being very rude, they were even being rude with the attendants. They start saying, "Well, you need to figure this out because the airplane needs to go."
Uh,
So it's like, whoa.
yes.
So I was
I,
like, well, you guys messed up. Now it's not up to the passengers and the attendants to fix this, you know?
I remember when I flight to China. I don't remember what China or Japan. I was on that doing that flight, and I remember they canceled the flight. So my friend told me, "Hey, be ready." And the wife said, "These people are not gonna be happy because they were already on the gate, like they're in the gate."
Oh, and they canceled the flight when people were already inside the airport.
Yes. And then we were like, "Ah!" So,
That sounds like something that American Airlines will do, like they did in the past.
and I told her, "Hey, how we handle this?
Like everybody's going to be really angry, you know?
Let's smile and be ready for the insult." That's it. So yeah, and that happened. That happened. That was the way it was. People were very rude, and but in some point we managed it well. We gave them we gave money back and then vouchers too. They were very upset. Very upset.
So now I'm even scared of going back to Houston. Like, oh my gosh, is this going to repeat again?
I was gonna ask you, um did you buy the tickets a round trip or do you buy them one way?
One way at a time. So yeah,
I
because I think that when they start deciding, okay, who stays in business and who goes to the back, they kind of went to see, all right, what are the people that used a lot of points, and what are the people that use the less points? Because I got my points in promotion. It was kind of like the two last ones left.
yeah.
So they're like, okay, this person did not put a lot of money. Well, I still put a lot of money, but not as much as many other people did. Um, so these ones can go to the back. So they kind of did their
Yeah, that's how they do because I remember we were actually whenever you give upgrades, you see how many points like the people have,
yeah,
and if you will actually downgrade some
downgrade,
people,
yeah,
so you will or low grade, I would say. So you have to see down or low. Down.
downgrade,
What is this?
downgrade.
Low, 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 low. Okay, well,
Oh,
well,
it was definitely a very low move what they did. But Nick did good. He did not have a meltdown like he usually has. So it could have been worse. It could have been worse, and it wasn't. So that was good.
going. He's getting into the flying thingy.
Well, it was very well. He was pretty calm with all that stress. Mainly when that woman at the gate, started telling me that I should be in the back. I was like, well, 2 minutes ago you gave me this seat for first class. Now don't
Yeah,
come here and tell me that I should be in the back. You gave me this, you know. So I mean, I think she was stressed too, but don't blame it on the passengers. I mean, take your mistake and apologize.
sometimes it happens because remember they're dealing with the time issues.
Yeah.
It have to be. I mean, the flight needs to be out at a certain time. If not, they got fine.
Yeah, that's why they were pressuring the attendants.
Mhm, mhm.
You guys need to get out. Even the attendants were shocked being treated like that.
I think I haven't going back to Houston to what you call it to Honduras because I'm afraid of what can happen.
Well, when we went, and then we get to Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a really big international airport, and the good thing is that Mick and I have European passports, so we can go through the express line. Because when we turn around this hallway and we see a line, I'm not exaggerating, it had at least 5,000 people. That line will the line was spread over all over,
Oh,
and it was huge. I was like, well, if these people have connecting flights, they're going to be here all day in customs. They're not going to go anywhere. And when we got to our second flight, because the flight out of Houston was delayed because of all that seat mess, we only had 30 minutes between flights. So after we cleared customs with the passports, we're like, all right, we got mentally prepared. We missed our next flight. Hopefully, the later one has seats for us. But we were like, okay, let's try to make it. So we start hurrying up,
uh-huh.
and the gate was closing, and I'm like doing this to the ladies, no.
That's crazy. Let me
And
tell
then
you,
the lady's like, are you the Rochesters? I was like, yes, we're waiting for you. I was like, all right, thank you for waiting.
you know that
They
that
had
happened.
closed the gate already. I was like, oh my gosh.
We were going. I remember this. We were going to Honduras. Me, mom, and my two dogs. Remember my two dogs? That whenever I
Yeah.
got that 3 times that I went to the airport and everything. Well, I remember one from one point to the other. I said, "Mom, there's no wheelchair for you. We need to walk." I can walk. She said. Well, I was holding.
You have to help your mom and get the two dogs.
She was like walking very fast. At the same time, she was holding me. We got the dogs. We got the back
Bags.
bags that we have like with us, and we were walking. And then at some point, I saw this wheelchair by itself, and I was like, "Okay, mom, stop." And I was like, "Think fast." And I was looking, waiting to see if someone was, claiming her.
If someone was using it.
Like, okay, quickly. I said, okay, mom, you think I think that's for me. That they extended for me. So I said, okay, mom, stay here. So I grabbed a chair quickly and I said, mom, sit. And I put like everything on top of my mom. I put one of my dogs over here. I was
She's like,
running
run.
huh, for real. And then when I would get the girls, everybody was inside and they were like, are you pressing for us? I was like, yes,
Yeah,
please.
that's what they did with us. I was like, just wait.
Check paper. I'm sorry. And I put it like I put everything on the floor. I was like, where are the papers, the papers, the papers? And then have to see the papers. I didn't even read the papers. So they were like, okay, good, that's all, done.
It's nice when people are that flexible that after the gate is closed, it's like, okay, go. You're the only one missing.
And I said to my mom, Mom, you did good. You were running.
Yes, your mother cooperated and she would try her best to make it through.
Yeah. It was so fun. I mean, it wasn't fun though, but
It was
I'm
stressful.
happy faces of some ticket agents. They help us a lot. They didn't check the dogs, they nothing. They just got in.
Yeah, it was kind of like the ladies with us. All right, give me your boarding pass. Go.
So, guys, please, if you know any story like this, please share it.
Yes, we are Mara and I. We are like very experienced flyers. We've gone through everything except the plane crash. God forbid if we ever have to bring that one to our show. Otherwise, we have to do the show from heaven. So
We want to hear from you. So, we want to hear
yes,
your stories and share it with the people. So, tell us. I know that there's a lot of people who ask me. No, so I mean, the other day, well, not the other day, 2 weeks ago, someone asked me if the show could be in Spanish one day. And I said,
I
well,
can try. I can try.
depends where we are in our audience. And I know that a lot of people who from Houston, um, I mean, we're trying to make them connect with us in English, but I think that our English is not that good. that they don't connect with us anyway.
Our English is good, Mara. Oh, there's a lot of internationals in Houston.
It's whatever it comes out from my mouth. What?
Oh, another thing, like I had a lady from Katie. Uh, when I was before I boarding, I was on the KLM lounge and I was talking to Mick in Portuguese, and then she comes talk to me, and she was like, "Oh, you're from Portugal? Me too." Blah 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 blah. She lives in Katie. We were talking in Portugal, and she actually lives like an hour south from where my mother lives. So it's funny because I saw her there, and then I saw her here at the airport when I landed because she was waiting for her bags. And she was even saying, "Oh my gosh, this whole flight was a mess. I've never seen such thing." And that. So yeah, I found like one of my kind of like
I have a friend from Portugal.
compatriotas in the flight.
That's awesome. So I know that everything will come better. KLM, please fix this, fix that.
I
Never.
made it. We made the second flight, even though we only had 30 minutes connection. My son did not have a meltdown during the flight, which was the first time it didn't happen. And yeah, now things are getting better. And Mara, what is your plans for this weekend over there in Puerto Rico now that it's so hot?
Well, this weekend I'm supposed to go tomorrow to a bomba thing.
Oh
They
yeah,
invite.
you're always in bomba stuff. Guys, if you have not seen Mara dancing bomba, go to our Facebook page, go to her Instagram, La Rumbera del Caribe, because it's fantastic. Fantastic.
And Real Canelma, a friend of mine she got a show too. She invited me to her house. So I said that I might be going. So I have to call her to see how it goes because it's far. So let's see what happens. So I will keep you posted
Yes.
everything that happens and the way it comes. So Andrea is here with me and she's like looking at me like, what are you gonna do tomorrow? You ask permission to who?
So who's going to drive you there?
Ah, guess what? I have a car now. And then my little tiny wimpy kid is here. Say hi.
Hello. She's being shy.
She's a stranger. And my mom and then everybody which is around here. So everything has been good this today so far. So hopefully it stays like that. We have rehearsals. Remember, we have some kind of a show soon. And I am doing a lot of reading. So if you guys, any of you want to know at least something that if you're gonna have a safe trip or not,
Yes, contact Mara and she will tell you how to get mentally prepared.
you didn't call me for that. So
You can contact Mara to know if your flight is going to be canceled, if they're going to send a smaller aircraft, or if they're going to kick you out of the flight because they just booked too many people. Anything can happen this summer. So, Mara, this has been a quick show. We had so much to say. It's been already 50 minutes.
I love the story. I mean, I love your story. I mean,
I love it now that it's over. I didn't love it yet back then.
I love like this airport stories. I
Yeah,
never.
there's always something happening at the airports, either very good or very bad, but there's always airport adventure.
Yeah, yeah. It is always. I mean, when I when I look back in my days when I used to sleep at the airport on the floor with cold, I said everything and everything is possible in the world.
In an airport, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a way. Well, I tell you about the time that I kissed a pilot? Well, he actually kissed me. So
Hmm,
I told you that story.
you
Well,
didn't tell me that.
huh?
What happened? I didn't know that story. I know many stories about you, but I don't know that one.
Tell you.
Do you want to tell to the people at the show today, or it's like a secret?
Hmm. I'll tell you next week.
Okay, we'll save that story for next week. So, Mara, do you want to do the closing credits, or you want me to do it so you can enjoy your Chick-fil-A?
Follow us on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. If you are not connecting with us yet, Please do it because we had a
Yes,
lot
and send us messages if you have questions or if you need recommendations, advice, readings. Send us a message, guys. And we always have a replay on YouTube on Saturdays at 1 p.m. So you can either go back and rewind on Facebook and watch the show from the beginning, or you can wait till tomorrow and watch on YouTube. Just subscribe to our channels. That way you can always be up to date with the episodes. And then on the radio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We are everywhere.
these girls. The
Everywhere,
best.
every time.
I don't even have time to do that anymore.
So much stuff.
It's too much going on. But yeah, guys, see you next week in our show, Madam Patricia show. Depending where you are, remember our show is going to be at 1 in Houston, to Puerto Rico, and
Yes. And
well,
it's broadcasted to the world because Mara and I are like many hours apart. We are an ocean apart, and we're still doing the show for you guys.
we are international. So well,
We are
yeah.
we are internationals.
I see you later, guys, and I see you, Patricia.
See
Kisses
you.
from
Thank you for watching Mara and Patricia the show. Mara, enjoy your lunch with your family. Have a good weekend.
you too. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.